Hey guys, welcome into the Sportscast here. Well, your host Brian, Jeff, and Craig. Hi guys, how's it going, bud?
Howdy.
It's going good.
Uh, Going good. All right, good. We've got a lot to get into here. We've got a lot of headlines. This is going to be a long show for you that are the guys that are listening or maybe jumping into the comment section. Get into the comment section and let us know what you guys think as well. We got a lot of college football to get into. Week 15 of the NFL. So stick around for the long episode. It's gonna be a good one. Holy moly, the wheels have fallen off the wagon over there at Michigan, Craig. As we got to talk about it, Sharon Moore, obviously Michigan head coach for the football team, gets fired. Um, Loses a screw in his head and threatens to kill himself after breaking and entering with his girlfriend. It's just a wild, crazy story. Why don't you give us some more details on that, Craig, and we'll talk about it.
Well, I mean, it appears that they had been seeing each other for a while, and rumors started flying around, and I guess somebody brought it to the attention, and Michigan came to Sherron Moore and said, "Well, this after he gave her a pay raise and doubled her
Yeah,
salary,
double her salary.
and they're like, what are we paying her that for?" Well, I mean, she's my personal, assistant. And he basically promoted her to the assistant of the head football coach. And people are like, all right. So from now on, you guys just aren't supposed to work that close together. So rather than relocate her, he thought that meant he needed to fire her. So he did, which now makes sense why she wasn't terminated when he was, because she was already terminated. But I guess when that happened, she decided to let everybody know that they had been seeing each other. And as soon as Michigan got that word in confirmation, they called Sherron Moore into the office and said, "You no longer work here." Um, University policy stated that they can't, no relationship among people that work together, type deal. That's across the
Yeah.
whole university. So he then goes home, flips out at home, says he's going to kill himself. His wife's like, "What are you talking? You got fired for what?" Well,
Yeah.
I
Well.
might have this assistant, and instead of saying the whole thing wasn't true and deal or whatever, he went another way, and so he leaves the house in after going off and threatening to kill himself at home. Leaves the house. The wife calls the police and says, "Hey, my husband just left. I think he's a harm to himself. I don't know what's going on. All this was just set in my lap." Well, he decides the best thing to do would be to go to her house, the assistant's house, kick the door in, and goes straight into the kitchen and grabs butter knives and kitchen shears and scissors and anything he can get his hands on, and basically tells her, "I'm going to kill myself and I'm going to make you watch you ruin my life." So she calls her lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "Why are you calling me? I can't help you. Call the police.
Call the
Like, what are you
police.
doing?" So she calls the police. Meanwhile, the police are on the other line with his wife. They're like, "Do you know where he's at?" She's like, "Well, I mean, we do share locations on the phone. The phone says he's here." So a different police department that wasn't working all this, that was their jurisdiction. So they go and pick him up and turn him over to the police that are handling all this. And he's cited for breaking and entering and stalking and both felonies. Held today. They have a bond hearing. They don't even let Sherron Moore into the courtroom. They leave him in the cell, restrained to the chair he's in, and the prosecution goes for no bond because of the threat to him possibly going back and contacting her and harming her and everything like that, or maybe even himself, and um, asks for no bond. His lawyer says, "Hey, listen, why can't in a normal situation of this deal you would let this person go on their own recognizance? Why is that not my client's bank account shouldn't have anything to do with the bond. It should be just a normal case." And the judge is like, "Yeah, I disagree with that." So $25,000, you don't get the 10%. You don't get to pay 2,500. You get to pay the full 25,000. If you do come up with that money and post bond, you will be released with an ankle monitor. You're not allowed to leave the state of Michigan. You're not allowed to contact her in any way. If that person, not saying that they're going to, but if that person contacts you, you're not allowed to respond in any form, fashion, whatever. And we'll see you on January 22nd to present whether or not there's enough to move forward in charging you with these charges. And so he has another court date, January 22nd. Um, this is going to affect a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to affect the assistant, obviously. There's going to be public scrutiny on her part. It affects his wife and 3 daughters. And it affects the university because anybody that just signed with Michigan in the National Signing Day is now given the opportunity to withdraw that and sign
Yep.
elsewhere because they signed under the intention of playing for Sharon Moore. Also, transfer portal opens wide up for anybody that's there now. Your 5-star quarterback, Underwood, your 5-star running back, Justice, anybody that wants to transfer because they came to play for Sharon Moore, feel free to go do so. Michigan might lose everybody. They've already had a 4-star tight end today say, "No, I'm not going. I'm good." And he's already withdrawn his name from the hat. Um, who knows who the head coach is going to be? What
Yeah.
I would love to see would be Jesse Minter to leave Jim Harbaugh and come back and take the spot because they kind of thought it might have been his when they gave it to Moore. But Sharon Moore had done a pretty good job while Harbaugh was suspended for all the sign stealing allegations.
Yeah.
And so they just let Moore and he's done a pretty good job. He had a rough year last year. Wasn't really expected to do much after you lost what you lost. McCarthy left, all the seniors that left after winning the national championship. But this year, 9-3, you thought you could have played Ohio State a little better. You didn't. I was very disappointed in that game the way they showed up. The defense didn't look like that all year, and kind of just laid an egg against Ohio State. But man, this comes out of nowhere, and
Yeah. It's a shock.
um, I I kind of fault the university for the way they handled this. This should have been, hey, let's give more the opportunity to resign. Let him know, hey, we've got you data rights. Just if you step down, you can maybe save your coaching career and you know um, save the university, save a lot of people a lot of heartache. Still same outcome, but it's a lot less messy. The way they did it and put it out there and now this with the whole meltdown and threatening suicide in front of his wife, threatening suicide in front of the assistant. Um, there are some mental health issues here, obviously. Um, so much has come out about Instagram DMs and that he was talking to multiple women. I don't know if any of that's true. I have no idea if any of these news organizations are um credible in saying that, because why would that not have come out long before now? Why now all of a sudden are we coming out with he's been in, inboxes of all these people? That's awful weird on the timing, so listen, it's crazy, but I have no idea who you're going to get to be the head coach. Um, the name that came up right away was the coach at Alabama, DeBoer. I'm sure
Yeah.
Alabama would absolutely love that because I don't think they're real happy with that hire. So for Michigan to buy out the contract of DeBoer and take him off their hands, they would probably be more than welcome to do that. I hope that doesn't happen. Like I said, I would love Jesse Minter to come back from the NFL, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. Um, Outside of that, I have no clue. Um, and the timing of it is very bad. I mean, you've got to go play a bowl game against Texas.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that you're going to show up and just be world beaters with all that's going on. They've
Yeah. It's
named an
a
interim coach for that game, but um, yeah, this all just came out. But I mean, supposedly it sounds like the relationship had been going on for quite some time, and the university had gotten rumor of it. Didn't have a whole lot of truth, factual truth behind it because they went to her and she said originally, no, I don't know what people are talking about. There's no deal there. But then when he fired her, that's when she decided, well, all right, if this is what we're gonna do, then we're gonna we're gonna throw it all out there. And I'm sure there'll be tell all books. I'm sure there'll be interviews. I'm sure people are lined up
a
to
Netflix
talk to.
documentary.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a
There was one
30
on this on the
30
sign
for
stealing.
30. Yeah, 30
Yeah.
for 30. Um,
I
you, you
was
just you just don't. I mean, when my dad texts me, he's like, Michigan just fired Sharon Moore, and I was like, ha, that was cute. I was like, I got like 44 sports apps on my phone. Pretty sure I'd have heard about that if that was a real thing. About 10 minutes later, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? And then an hour later, he's arrested. I'm like, what? How?
well, that's what I was
You
like.
know,
Wait, how does he go
uh,
from that to
right. And clearly that wasn't an age issue because she's at the
no.
college working, so it wasn't anybody like that. So I'm going, what is going on? And there's different rumors of why she was given the pay increase. There's a rumor floating around, and again, no idea the validity of it, but there was a supposedly a terminated pregnancy. Um, and he had forced her to terminate a pregnancy
Mm.
to and then gave her the pay raise to offset that and everything like that. I again, I don't know if any of that's true. Um,
Well, this whole thing is insane, and like the people I work with, my other supervisor, my dispatch, they don't care about sports. But I told them I was like, could you imagine throwing away a $13 million contract or however big it was? I think it was 13 million
well, it was 5 a year, and
for
then there's a $13 million buyout. So
because you
if he would have gotten fired just because they
he
didn't like his
sucked. Yeah,
performance, they say, hey, you lost to Ohio State. We don't like that around here. After winning 4 times in a row, you're fired. He gets $13 million. But
like
because they
it,
had reasoning behind it, they don't owe him that $13 million.
yeah. Could you imagine losing that guaranteed 13 million because you
Yeah,
couldn't keep it in your pants?
yeah,
I might lose. I might go crazy too. How dumb of a decision that is. I don't feel bad for him or the assistant or whatever. I feel bad for his wife,
right.
his three
Yeah,
daughters.
Christmas
This is
time,
it, Christmas time,
dad's
and
in
now they
jail,
gotta, yeah,
and
dad's in
you
jail,
know,
threatening to kill himself.
right.
I don't know how old his kids are. They're probably high school, college age, I would guess. I mean, I don't
The
know.
older ones probably are. The youngest
Yeah,
probably
I I
could be
just
10 or 11. But I mean, the bottom line is there's a wife and three kids, and their world got flipped upside down on Wednesday,
yeah.
and they never saw it coming.
The I was on my way into the work, and I love, there's a talk radio show called Ben Maller. I love listening to Ben Maller in the morning. And he got someone, it was either Ben Maller or 105.3, I'm not sure, but uh, they said this is the worst scandal of college football since the last Michigan scandal. I was like, "Oh, damn. Jeez Louise." That's funny, but not, but
I mean, the sign
it's
stealing deal. I don't know really what. I mean, that happens in almost every sport. I
it
mean,
re it reminds me of the Astros just because I think everyone did a little of their own sign stealing, but the Astros took it to a further level. I think that's what Michigan did, but I need to watch the documentary on the 30 for 30 on that
Oh, I've
before.
seen it.
Is it good? Is it bad? Is it
It's interesting. There's one where I don't know if it's the same one or not, but there's one where it's talking about it, like the
yeah.
guy
That's
that
the guy,
was
yeah.
like supposedly. So that's pretty fascinating. So you're saying
I
Michigan
need to
didn't deserve the championship, Brian? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the Astros didn't deserve theirs, but,
Well, yeah, yeah.
Michigan, I don't know. Um, so that's crazy, Craig, for your organization there or college, and we'll see how they bounce back on their feet, who they're gonna hire, and
Never know.
go
They
from
could they
there.
could beat Texas.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, if they do,
good.
then maybe the interim guy just stays. I don't know enough of this about the guy to think that My question is you had a very very young nucleus. You had a true freshman quarterback who has all the talent in the world. You have a running back that if he's healthy in the Ohio State game, it probably changes the entire Ohio State game. I mean, he the first play of the game he ran for 34 yards, and they're moving right down the field, and the shoulder injury that he had been milking for the 2 weeks prior. um he you could tell when he walked off the field he's holding his one shoulder lower than, so it was clearly separated again. He tried to come back in after halftime and play again and just wasn't effective. Um, but the core that they have is all either freshmen or very very low end, guys that could, if they wanted to play together for a while, Michigan could be in the playoff discussion every year for the next 3 or 4 years. And the national signing day comes and they hit three or four more 5-star, a couple 4-star recruits. So it looked like the recruiting was going in the right direction to the people that wanted to play for Sharon Moore. And with the NIL deal, Michigan's not shy with money.
Yeah,
So
you're gonna get
you're
paid.
going to be able to get your top talent. Now, maybe they're still able to get the top talent because of the NIL money. They're able to offer more than some other your low end schools. But I just have no idea. With Harbaugh, they knew. I think they knew that the timetable on Jim Harbaugh had ran its course, and that he was probably going to go back to the NFL. So they had enough warning to look prior to when Harbaugh officially told them. They kind of saw the handwriting on the wall and were prepped and had Sharon Moore. The three suspension games that Sharon Moore coached were against very good teams, Penn State, Ohio State, you know, um, and he wins those, and they're like, okay, we can. we can go ahead and name this guy. We have a successor to Harbaugh. If Harbaugh really does go to the NFL, we had 3 really solid games against 3 really solid teams. Sherrone Moore had them ready. We're good. And this year, Sherrone Moore misses a game. I believe it's still punishment from the other scandal, and but they played a low end Big Ten team, so yeah, they won, but I mean, it wasn't like we were playing a top 5 opponent, so it really wasn't a very big test. I have no idea which direction they go to when this is just thrown in, and I don't think there's any sanctions from the NCAA because of this, because they were able to get rid of it right away and take care of it and handle it. And I don't think there's any punishment from playoff missing or anything like that, suspensions or anything like that coming from this. But boy, it really can affect your recruiting. It really is going to affect your recruiting, I believe.
Yeah, it definitely could, and have people that were said, "Hey, I'm going to come there just to play for him," and bounce, not because he's not there. And so we'll see.
But he'll never coach again.
Oh no, never. Not even a little league peewee sport.
Right.
He's done.
Harbaugh will be back. No.
I don't think so. When they asked Harbaugh, he kind of sidestepped the question. He just said, "I'm still trying to process it." He goes, "I was told when I left the practice field Thursday." I mean, this happened Wednesday, so I guess he lives under a rock on Wednesday.
Apparently.
But he had the press conference and he just said, "Yeah." He goes, "I was told about it yesterday." He's like, Jesse told me yesterday what happened." He goes, and probably like all of you guys, I'm just still trying to process with it. And he left it at that. He wasn't gonna jump off into that. And if the question resurfaces next week of, "Hey, have you processed it yet?" He's gonna sidestep it again. You won't hear Jim Harbaugh comment on this at all.
Yeah. All right. Didn't think that was gonna take 22 minutes, but good job, Greg. Notre Dame acting like a bunch of babies because they didn't make the playoffs, and now they're refusing to play their bowl game. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the video you sent me, Craig, I watched that earlier. I'm like, it's spot on. And he hit it on a certain point. I forget who the guy was in the video, but he hit on a certain point. Those parents of those kids, of the seniors, didn't know that was their last game.
Right. Yeah.
And you took it away from them.
Absolutely guaranteed at least a bowl game. At least a high bowl game, New Year's Day, prime time, solid Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl. Like you were guaranteed that no matter what.
Yep.
And you took that.
Yeah, the parents are like, "All right, when's the game? We need to buy tickets." And they're like, "There is no game because Notre Dame is being retarded, and they're being babies."
All your students, all the rewards you get for the bowl games, the watches, the gift cards, the whatever they get for playing in whatever bowl, they don't get any of that.
Yeah, and the player itself, the player that's like, "This might be my last game ever to play football," and you took that away from me.
Might be able to, guys that aren't going to the NFL, guys that need this game to go look for scouts to make if they're on the brink, if they're on the fence, and the recruiter needs one more, scout needs one more look at them. No, sorry.
I'm sorry, but do better then. Win more games then. Don't lose to Miami.
Yeah.
Join a conference.
There's the deal. Because here's my problem. Here's my only problem with it. They absolutely have an argument from the standpoint of they're better than Tulane and they're better than James Madison. Yeah. You've got 2 teams that are in the playoff that are going to be 30-point underdogs and get dog walked.
Dog walked.
And you might as well give Oregon and Ole Miss a bye because there's less than zero chance that Tulane or James Madison beat Oregon and Ole Miss, and Notre Dame playing one of those two teams would be a much better game. Nobody's watching Ole Miss and Tulane. Nobody's watching Oregon and James Madison. Nobody's watching that unless you're an Oregon fan or an Ole Miss fan. That's it. It's the only people watching it. And I understand that you went and created your own problem by saying if you win your conference, you're in the title game. I get it. My other problem is I'm so sick and tired of hearing Alabama's in the SEC. They're in the SEC. I don't give a damn. They got 3 losses. Take your ball and go home. You go play the Sugar Bowl. You go play. If they had lost by a field goal, okay, I get it. But you got curb stomped by Georgia. You weren't in that game at all. You were down 21-0 before you could fly the blimp over the stadium, and Georgia backed off the throttle or might have hung 60 on you. But that's my problem. Is you got a 3-loss team, 3-loss non-conference title in, and you're punishing Notre Dame. Well, we put Miami in over you because you lost to Miami in head-to-head. Yeah, 13 weeks ago in week 1. That's not that's a year ago.
Yeah. And
college football has always been if you lose early, you're good. If you lose late, it's a problem.
And NCAA didn't handle this very well either because they had Notre Dame in the top 10 all this time, and then they're like, you're missing the playoffs. Yeah. So I get I get the frustration, I get the anger, but to do this is it's you look entitled, you look spoiled
when you're costing yourself all the money that the reason you say you're not in a conference is because I want all the money from the bowl game. I don't want to split it with the other teams that didn't make it. So I want to be by myself. I want to be independent because I want all the money. Well, now you're getting no money. Like if you were in a conference, at least you'd have got a little money. If you're not in a if you sit out the bowl game, you're getting no money.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I know certain players sit out bowl games because there's no point of them. There's no point of it to those players. They might go to the NFL, but just to not show up, not play is just absolutely crazy. I just wanted to get into real quick here. NCAA playoffs. You got obviously Indiana's number 1. They beat Ohio State last week. You got Ohio State number 2, Georgia number 3, Texas Tech, surprise team this year, getting into me in my opinion, in so high, number 4. Those all get buys. Then Oregon versus James Madison, who are gonna, like you said, Ole Miss, Tulane, A&M, and Miami might be pretty good. I expect
that's going to be the only. That's going to be the only real good game of the first round.
Oklahoma and Alabama might be good, but I don't think DeBoer has done a good job there at Alabama.
No, he's not.
It's going to be whoever. I mean, if he leaves, whatever, but whoever takes that spot has a lot of pressure on him to win. And be there.
And same with Michigan.
And be a top 4 and same with Michigan.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Ohio
interested.
State,
Who do you think, if you had to tell me now, guys, who do you think wins it all?
I think Texas Tech is scary. Texas Tech is scary. They have very good defense. They have a very good offense. They're very good top to bottom. I think they're a very solid football team top to bottom. My question is, how does Ole Miss do? How much input was the head coach? Yeah. Or was it just play calling from the coordinators? How does Lane Kiffin leaving at the brink of the playoffs hurt? Now you get a tune-up game to kind of give it a test. You get a free one, so that might help them. I want to see Indiana play outside of kind of a watered down Big Ten this year. They didn't play Michigan. They didn't play Oregon. They didn't play really any of the big dogs. They did play Ohio State.
Beat them
in the Big
13-10,
Ten
yeah,
and beat them 13-10 because
defense.
the Ohio State kicker missed a 22-yard kick that a rookie could make. Indiana doesn't scare me. Ohio State's going to get another easier path like they did the year before. But Oregon could be. I really like Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech makes it.
You think they win it?
Probably, if they don't win it, they're probably at least in the semifinals, if not in the finals to play for the big. I think Texas. If I had to choose right now, I would say Texas. I'd put Texas Tech playing for the national championship and maybe winning it. I think maybe Ohio State is the only team that gives Texas Tech any real issues.
What about Georgia? You don't think they give?
Georgia has been up and down. I don't like Georgia's offense. Georgia's defense is the best in the college football playoff. One by wholeheartedly. They have the best defense in the playoff. But their offense is up and down. Some days they show up, some days they don't. Texas Tech has looked good all year. They've been strong all year.
I haven't watched
I
much Texas Tech.
understand that conference is not super strong. You're not playing your Texases. You're not playing Georgias. You're not playing. I get it. And maybe against an SEC team they look, like a problem. But that offense is putting up 40 a game, and the defense look pretty good too.
They mud stopped BYU, and BYU is up and running, trying to make playoffs, and they curb stomped them.
Yeah.
I mean,
they wasn't even a game, and that's what I'm saying. That's what they've done to everybody. Yeah. They've beat everybody. How you say, well, I know you got to play a bad opponent, but how do you do against them? Yeah, they hung 50. Yeah. That's what they did. They averaged 40 on everybody, and so Georgia has the best defense in the college football playoff. I'm not a fan of their offense, and I just can't stand Ohio State. So I hope somebody beats them.
Yeah. Jeff, you got anything to add to that, sir?
I think Texas Tech has looked good all year. I have to agree to that. The stuff I have seen of them, it's definitely, I think that's a team to be worried about. So if I had to put money or bet anything on it, I'd bet them.
To be real, I haven't watched a whole lot of college football this year. I usually do. I've catch a couple big games here. I haven't watched one single Texas Tech game this season. So to me, there's a surprise from last season, but
I think it's kind of cool to see. It's like refreshing to see some new teams in this.
It is,
and that's what they wanted with this format.
Yeah.
Was to be able to get some teams that aren't the same 3 or 4 that maybe you don't have to be undefeated anymore. You can lose a couple. You got a team with 3 losses in the college football playoff. That's what this format was meant to do. It's now you don't have to, well, we lost the second game of the year. Might as well pack it in and not play the rest of the year because we're out of the playoff. You don't have that anymore. And I think you probably see Notre Dame join the ACC, which bothers me because in every other sport in college, they are in the ACC. But in football, they're like, nope, that's where the money is. We're going to stay independent in football.
Yeah.
F minus.
This is the first year we're 12, right, Craig?
Correct.
Yeah, because they were 4, and then they went. I thought we should, maybe 8, and they throw it straight up 12. It's like, oh man, that's why you get James Madison. I'm surprised, and it's got to be a big slap in the Texas's face, University of Texas. Now you got 2 Texas teams in there, and they couldn't make it this season. They have 3 losses. Do they deserve to be in over Alabama?
I mean, if you go by the Miami rule, they do.
So that's an interesting one too, because Ryan Sims was telling me there's never been a 3-loss team in the playoffs, so that's gonna, but there's never.
And my problem with that is you lost to a Florida State team who was absolutely trash.
And Texas beat 3 top 10 teams this year.
Right. Nobody else did that.
And they're not in the play. How does James? I'm surprised.
James Madison's in because they won the conference.
Yeah,
Tulane's in because they won their conference. There's the loophole. That's the problem. You went in and you made 12 teams, and when you went it to 12, you said, all right, if you win your conference, you're guaranteed a spot. All the other bids are at large. So your Power 5, there's 5 of your spots. The other 7 spots are whatever, and so if or not even Power 5. They said if you win the conference, so all they got the WAC, they got the Mountain West, they got whatever. If you win one of those, if you have a conference title game and you win your conference title game, you're automatically in. Well, there's the problem with that is you're going to have 2 teams that don't belong on the same field because they don't play anybody like Georgia or Oregon or Ole Miss. They don't play anybody like that. Those teams are going to be like, "Bow, what is that? These guys are bigger, stronger, faster. Like what, coach? What did you get us into?" Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, let's move into the NFL here. Let's move into NFL. I'm excited to see the college playoffs play out and see who's going to win. We're headed into week 15. There's been some interesting news lately. Did y'all hear about the Joe Burrow comments?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Red alert.
I'm going to read what he said. This is quoted a little bit part here that's very concerning.
Brian used AI, so don't believe him. He's like, what?
It says, Joe Burrow says, if I want to keep doing this, one red flag, I have to have fun doing it, said Burrow, who added to his desire to win remains unchanged. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table, end quote. What? The whole Bengals organization just crapped themselves. The fan base is like, what did he say? Are we going to have a Andrew Luck type of where he just says, hey guys, I'm done. I'm out of here. See you later. Football's not for me anymore. Or is this just the ending, kind of a ending between him and the Bengals? I'm not saying he just after the end of the season he's demanding a trade, but he has been through a lot. You look at his career, he snaps his leg in half. Okay. He goes to the Super Bowl the next year. Has the most sacked quarterback, and he makes it to the Super Bowl somehow. Loses it. That's pretty tough to, loses it, made it, but didn't win it. Has his thumb injury the next season. This year with a turf toe. And when he's not injured and he's playing, he should have won the MVP last year if his team was behind him. I don't know if this is just Joe Burrow and kind of a down, he's a little depressed right now, or if this is Joe Burrow saying, hey, I kind of want to get out of Cincinnati. or be done playing football. But that's a lot of big red flags there for the Cincinnati organization. And I would hate to see a quarterback of his talent walk away from football like we did Andrew Luck.
This doesn't sound good. I don't think. I mean, I think he would go through one more year. I don't remember exactly what his contract is right now or how it looks.
He just signed a big, huge extension with
Okay.
a lot of money.
So I would say like that could also just be a shot to the organization. Like figure it out. I don't have to be here. He could request a trade and make it difficult for the organization
Teams
itself.
would line up out the door for him.
Yep.
Jeff hit the nail on the head.
You heard it here first. Brian said Jordan Love for Joe Burrow.
It was the
Brian's
gauntlet.
Like, get out of here, Jordan Love.
It was the gauntlet to the organization. You fix this, or there's ways for me to get out. I'll either demand a trade or I will walk away. He doesn't want to, but if he's over here getting his tail kicked, getting beat up, there's an interaction between him and the head coach on the sideline where they had 8 false starts, and the last one, the guy false starts, and obviously it's going to now force him to punt. They were going for it, and Burrow walks off the field, and he's like, "What are the bleep are we doing?" And the head coach comes over and puts his hand on his knee, and he's like, hey, I get it. And Joe was like, no, you don't bleep and get it. He goes, we look terrible today. He's like, it's embarrassing. He goes, eight single-handed false start penalties. He's like, we're embarrassing. The defense looks like garbage, and Zach McPherson's like, I know. He's like, you obviously don't because you're letting it happen. He's like, fix it. And McPherson just, I got to go call defensive play now, and walks off. But Burrow's very frustrated, and rightfully so. You're the most sacked quarterback over the last. Now that Andrew Luck's out of the league, you're the most sacked quarterback in the league
since Andrew Luck, yeah.
And when you've proven when you have a little bit of time, you could do magic with the ball and with that offense. And we really thought with them signing, they spent all this money on the offense, on the 3 top, on Higgins, on Chase, on Burrow. They spent all this money. They were like, that's great, but what about that side of the ball? And, and what about the offensive line? What about, like, there's guys in there, like every play, he can't sit under center. He has to be in the shotgun. There's no Cincinnati play that is under center because Joe Burrow would die. And yeah, this was a gauntlet. This was a ultimatum to the franchise.
Which is exactly how it should be, I think, in this particular situation. The thing that he's a loyal guy. I think they know that. I think kind of everybody in fan base in terms of outside of the Bengal nation or whatever, I'm pretty sure we all kind of understood that he's a loyal franchise guy. He's not a guy who will get frustrated after 2 years and be like, you know what, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna go find something else. So he's gonna have his limit. And I think the whole, to be honest with you, this coaching staff could be gone.
Totally agree.
After this year, completely new coaching staff, complete clean slate. And ultimately, it's funny because a lot of people get that. Fans, you'll see fans react to like draft stuff, right? And they'll draft a lineman, and they're like, oh. And you're just like,
right.
You kind of need that.
Right.
It doesn't sound nice.
Yeah, it's not
but I mean,
sexy.
But the overall picture is I mean, when before you draft a rookie quarterback, it's like, or a young quarterback, solidify the line.
Right.
Like you should have that already in place, ready to go, so that once you plug this guy in, he at least has an opportunity to do something without getting murdered. And it seems like the Bengals completely negated that. They were going high octane wide receivers. It's like, but he's good enough to figure that part out. Like, what do you mean? Navigating pass rush every time? Like it does make a whole lot of sense to not really focus on that. And honestly, the fact that this guy's been in the league for how long now?
I think this is his 5th season.
6
Fifth?
years, maybe.
Yeah.
5th or 6th.
Right. So you still haven't figured it out, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
still haven't
here's
figured
the
out
deal.
the offensive line. Like, that's ridiculous.
If I'm 3 teams, I'm having, and I see that press conference, I'm having an emergency meeting right now. If I'm the Jets, if I'm the Raiders, or if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm having a come all GM red alert meeting and going, look at my owner and go, whatever I'm going to do, I might give half this franchise away, but I'm going to get Joe Burrow. I'm talking Max Crosby. I'm talking whatever you want. It's available. My whole roster's available. Give me Joe Burrow, and I'll go from there. Because
he will have to go to
all 3 teams are going to have draft picks to be able to get the offensive line, go get the franchise quarterback, and get him out of that organization that is running itself into a mountain.
Can you imagine if the Chiefs tried it?
Reel it in there, Hoss. Reel it in. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is the problem.
It's all right. Eagles fans are melting down. Saying
Eagles
fan,
that might actually be interesting here.
I'm like, the dude just won you a Super Bowl, and you're like, bitch him, he's terrible. I'm like,
that's all NFL fandom, Brian, and we all did this.
Where have we heard this story before?
The Eagles. I'm like, Eagles fans, they're the worst. They're the worst. Man. You give me Joe Burrow. Yes, I'll take Joe Burrow in Green Bay today. No offense, Jordan Love. I love you. I think you're a great quarterback. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah. Did y'all hear TJ Watt got a little lung puncture because the medical staff punctured his lung? And he had to go have surgery. I'm like,
this is the Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. Yep. I'm like, what are we doing? Fired. You're fired.
Yeah.
But, all right, guys. So let's get into the week 15 games, and we're gonna save the best for last there, Jeff. So don't you worry. It'll be on there. We got Buffalo at New England. Should be a pretty good game. Everyone's talking about New England and Drake May. And here's Buffalo's chance. Here's Josh Allen's chance.
Are we not
see
talking
what they
about
can do on the road?
Bucks?
We will. The free fall for the Bucks. But Josh Allen's chance here to say, hey, all right, I'm going to take
some
the team.
offensive linemen learn how to block.
On my back here. And he's going
to be on his back.
Here's the defense. Here's the defense for that we got to see Drake May face. You know what? Sorry, I gotta say this. Ryan Sims is talking to me, and he was telling me that Jordan Love's mid, and he's not very good. I'm like, he said he's like Drake May is better than Jordan Love. Drake May has played 2 seasons, and this is the only year he's looked good. And he's played a cupcake schedule. Get out of here. I said, go ask CJ Stroud about that. No one's talking about him anymore. And last year they were all over him.
CJ Stroud did it reverse, though. He had a good first year and then went down the tank. Drake May had a terrible first year and then came out.
He's had a pretty good second year. But I'm like, I'm not crowning him better than Jordan Love on 1 year. Like
Tom Brady 2.0. What are you talking about?
We'll see who wins this one. It should be pretty good. You got Detroit at the Rams, the second homecoming there. The
That's a
Lions are
must-win
coming back
game
to
for the Lions.
to Stafford. Yeah, come
Yeah.
on. I need the Rams to lose, but I need them to win.
Huh?
If the Rams lose and we win, Packers will be in the first spot. If the Rams win, then that'll help keep the Lions from winning our division. So I mean,
keep the game that you can
it's
control in
a
front of you, Brian.
it's a
Yeah.
win-win. It's a win-win. If the Rams win, it's pretty good. If the Rams lose, it's pretty good. So
I would
it's really a
focus
win-win.
on the team that I'm playing that has more sacks than anybody ever.
Hey, we're not talking about that game yet. All right. Chargers and the Chiefs, which I don't know why I put the money in. The Chiefs are terrible.
It's kind of
Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's gonna die.
Yeah. Baltimore at the Bengals, which
Don't you wish you had a ticket?
Joe Burrow should
Didn't
win
they
this
just
game.
play?
No, Baltimore and Steelers just played.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the division lead, the Steelers won, and Bengals should have won against Buffalo, but Burrow threw two fluky picks. They ended up losing that game.
Yeah,
the Colts at Seattle.
In the blowing snow.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement, hadn't played football in 5 years.
Poor Phillip Rivers
hold
in this
on.
game.
44 years old.
Hold on. You know what the best part about this is? Phillip
high
Rivers
school
would have
teams
been
running the.
Well, no. Well, that
What?
too. Phillip Rivers would have been eligible for the Hall of Fame this year if he signs with the active roster. He doesn't even have to play. If he signs on the active roster and is just the backup, 6 more years or like 2029 or something, or 2032 now is when he's eligible again for the Hall of Fame. He'll be like 60 when he.
All these kids will not know who the hell he is. Who's this guy?
Right. So, it resets the timetable on the Hall of Fame, and the news conference was the greatest ever. Somebody asked him what his playing weight was, and he goes, "Well, I don't know." He goes, "That's dead honest truth. I don't know." He goes, "But it's not what it was in Buffalo when I walked off the field." And then he came back to the question. He's like, "Let me give you a better answer on the playing weight." He said, "It's not what it came off of the field in Buffalo, but when somebody said, 'Hey, I don't have to worry about you running,' he goes, 'You didn't have to worry about me running 17 years ago either.' He's like, 'I was in the same spot as I was going to be in." Then he goes, "I never ran away from anybody in my whole life." He said, "So it's no different." Kudos to Daniel Jones giving up his number. They're going to have. They just changed the name on the back of the jersey. The number will still be the same for the starting quarterback of the Colts.
That's who I feel bad for, man. This
so
guy,
do I, because
I'm
telling you, this is. Remember, I said last week that he had the cracked leg and had the pad. This is exactly what happens. You compensate for the leg, and just the same thing that happened to the guys in the NBA is what's his name? Halliburton has the calf injury or whatever.
Durant.
And Durant has the calf injury, and they're trying to compensate for the calf injury and change the way they put pressure to keep it off the calf and put it on the Achilles, and it ripped. And that's exactly what happened to Daniel Jones.
I feel bad for him because it looked like he was gonna redeem himself. It's a 1-year deal. Do the Colts pay him? Who's gonna go? Does someone go pay him?
I mean, he's gonna miss the first 13 weeks of next season. He's gonna miss almost all of next season.
That's the part. It's like, man, you had a chance here to have a second chance of your career.
Injury.
I mean, it could be it.
Maybe he's still young, but I just don't.
It seemed like he had to have the right pieces.
Yeah, and that's what
and
like
those
the right
pieces
play
were
calling.
the right pieces.
It was getting worse as they started to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. All right. This is the game of the week. It should be on Monday night. It should be on Sunday night. It's on midday on Sunday. It should not. It should be the game of the
at
week.
noon on Sunday.
Packers at
Titans at
Denver.
You get the Cowboys Vikings on Sunday night. That's
that's
the
terrible.
game of the week.
Terrible game. They're terrible game. They should have.
JJ McCarthy.
This one's gonna be the best game of the week. Hands down. This is gonna be a good game, Jeff. All I can say is I hope Josh Jacobs is playing. Like we talked about it before the show.
I think he is.
Best game of the week. Packers lose by 40.
No, see.
No.
This is gonna be a defensive game. It's gonna be a low-scoring defensive game. I do feel like my quarterback's better than Bo Nix. He's been in the league longer. He should be better than Bo Nix. I think our offense is better. I'm gonna lean towards Green Bay winning. I did. We scored 28 points. We got to protect the quarterback, though. I mean, that's it. We got to protect the quarterback. It's going to be very difficult to do with you guys. I mean, the Panthers' loss isn't looking so bad now. They're leading their division. And we lost to the Browns, who had a really good defense, and Myles Garrett and everything. But we've also won 5 straight, looking pretty good rhythm. Watson coming back from injury has been fantastic. He's been our number 1 wide receiver, hands down. So I like our chances, but it's going to be a tough one. I mean, it's a flip. It's a coin flip, Jeff. It's a damn coin flip. On the road, mile high, in the cold weather. Is it going to be snowing there on Sunday? So. That's good. It's going to be tough. We got to block Benito. Y'all got to block Parsons.
Well, it's not just Benito. We got quite a bit of pass rushers, but I mean, Ofunga can also pass rush. Let's not forget he's done it before. So he's the one who sacked Mahomes at the end of a game. And I'll say this much: for the Broncos in this game, it's the run game. It's the run game. If we are able to break down your defense and make them tired by just running and running and running and running, it seems like to me, not on the edges, but just running that ball against your defense will tire your defense. I've seen your defense get tired on runs, and all of a sudden some guy breaks out, and so
the Bears ran your defense the second half last week was crazy.
Yeah. So if that's the kryptonite, that's probably a bad sign that the Broncos run game has started picking it up, because that started happening 2 weeks ago, and Ben Powers came back last game, and those lanes were wide open. So I was like, okay, like that's interesting. Ben Powers, he's an offensive lineman who, when he's in the game, our run game is totally different. He is out. He was out for like 6 games or something prior to like last week. So people have been waiting for that guy to come back because our run game was completely different prior to that. So that on top of, I mean, defensively, there's not anybody injured. I don't know. Everybody's pretty much there. There's not a lot of injuries on the team that's significant. Pat Bryant, I think, is out. Or not Bryant. So he's out as a wide receiver. They're going to instill more Marvin Mims in this game, who ran it back for a touchdown out of nowhere against the Raiders. So I mean, it's going to be a close game. I think it's the Broncos are taking the disrespect of the 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I don't know how we're favored
at home.
In Denver.
Crazy. Packers are the 2.5-point favorites against the Broncos in Denver. Blatant disrespect. I think that defense is they're pissed.
Let me take that bet to the bank.
I don't know how it came out, and I was like, "How are we the favorites in Denver?"
I'll tell you
I don't
this
get it.
much. From what I've heard from players, interviews of people, multiple, not just one, not one player, multiple interviews regarding the defense, they are pretty pissed off. Like that's a slap in their face.
Yeah, and
Benito,
it too.
even after the Raiders game, they were talking to Benito and they were like, how do you feel? You guys won a game. You know, now he's like, yeah, I don't like how we won the game. And I think he's referring to giving up that garbage time touchdown to the Raiders. And then obviously the Raiders made everyone who bets mad. Um, decided to kick a field goal with 5 seconds left,
Oh.
down by 10. So, you know, he didn't seem too happy. And I think the fact that once that little tidbit came out where Vegas had y'all favored, I don't think the defense is very happy about that. I honestly, if they get to Jordan Love, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a real tough game. And this is a big challenge for the offensive line, for your guys' offensive line. Huge challenge. Now, we have to be able to stop the run. That's the one thing that worries me in this game is stopping the run. Because Josh Jacobs
is there. It's a different beast.
He's kind of our kryptonite a little bit, but he's like 8-0. He's like 8-0 here.
Is he?
Yeah. So, but also my only thing too is y'all gotta. I mean, this game worries me because it's going to be physical. It's going to be tough. This is going to be. I kind of worry about injuries in this game. Like it's there's going to be a physical game. Like, and so Bo. I think I like the offensive line against your pass rush. Our offensive line went up against Houston. I don't even know if Bo was he got sacked once, I think, in that game. They had a hard time getting to him, which is crazy. Everyone talks about Houston as like the number one defense in the all of NFL. So it was kind of interesting and that was on the road, which is even crazier. So I think it's a close game. I don't think this is going to be. I'll be shocked if it's a blowout or either or. If it's a blowout, I don't know. But I said this to people. It's a couple of people I talked to about Broncos at work, and I've said this before. I want to lose a game. I don't like the fact that they've won 11 straight or 10 straight, or I don't like that. I like the ability to know that hey, you got humbled, you lost, wake up, and finish strong, whatever. I don't want to lose this one, mainly not because of Brian, mainly because I just want to clinch the playoff. Like we win, we're in, and that's it. No matter what happens with any other team, we're there. I think Jacksonville's kind of destiny. Jacksonville's kind of a weird game. I think we might lose that game, but
they've been on fire lately.
This is going to be close. It's going to be difficult. I'll say this much: if Bo Nix has the ball with 3 minutes left at the end of the game, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fourth quarter wins. Down, let's drive down.
He's tied with John Elway with 6.
Bear down. Welcome in, M2 Wild Ones. Thanks for joining the show here. He said hi. Brian, I want to share David's nightmare scenario with you guys for the Bears. Yeah, you'll have to let me know because yeah. We play Denver and then we play the Bears at home. I'm interested because obviously they're gonna be good games. If we can beat you guys, we'll see. But I want to beat the Bears again on their own turf. I think I told them Bearski Films that I think we tie. I think we split with you guys. And there's just a bit. He said Bears beat Browns, then get swept by the Packers just to beat San Fran, beat Detroit to meet the Packers in the playoffs and get beat for a third time. That would be fantastic. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row though. So
Yeah.
I don't want to face the Detroit in the playoffs. I feel like, beating them 3 times in a row is gonna be very difficult.
There's like a lot of people really high on Houston. I'll just say this much about Houston.
Yeah.
To me,
Watch
offensively,
out if they get in.
their defense is great, and the one thing that changes with their defense is they're good at takeaways. Like right, they're really good at it. And that's like the one thing that differentiates the Broncos and them. Like they're real good at takeaways. Oddly enough, I don't think Bo had one in that game, but yeah, they're good. That's what separates both those teams. Denver is good at just causing disruption, disguises. There's also I don't know who this lady is, but she did talk about the Broncos and the Packers game, and she said that Denver plays man coverage defense, and the Packers just shred defenses in man. I'm like, so the Broncos are one-dimensional defense, and we only play man. Like I don't think that's true, but it's very strange, like the way that was worded in a comment. So I was like,
I think the base defense is what they go off of, and the base defense is probably more of a man coverage.
Well, they were talking about some of the opponents the Packers played, and they didn't talk about the ones that were like the Panthers. Like you didn't do that against them, like, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting because I think even that was questionable. So I don't know. There's some weird stuff with some of these sports analysts with some of these comments they make. I don't understand them, but
yeah.
What's going on, Brian?
Sorry, messaging Bearski Films. We're talking about their nightmare scenario would be great for me. Like we'll see where it ends. I told you guys before, I don't want the number 1 seed. I really don't. We always go on when we do that, we go on a bye and we lose, and I'm like, I don't want it. I get it out of here. Get me a 2 seed, a 3 seed. I don't want the 1 seed. I don't want the 7th seed. Give me something else. So we'll see how it ends.
I think nightmare scenario is Jordan Love gets injured in the game. That's a nightmare scenario.
Why the hell would you even say that? That's gonna be bad mood for you, man.
Nightmare scenario.
All of a sudden, Bo gets hurt first play.
Nightmare scenario is the Eagles fail to save this implosion. Dallas wins the East and beats Green Bay.
Oh, that would be Brian could not.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no ties in that game, Brian.
Brian leaves the podcast forever because he can't handle me.
It hasn't happened yet, so
Well, there's you know this much. You can't tie that game, so
yeah, you can't tie that game.
and we laughed Micah all the way out of the playoff.
Oh man,
keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming. Y'all worry about getting in first.
White-haired Yoda comes out of the box and stands on the sideline and laughs at Micah.
Bearski Film says, but I think the Packers are better than the Broncos, to be honest. No easy matchup, but the Broncos, I feel, are a year away still from being the position that Green Bay is in currently. I think I got Green Bay by 3. He said we can dream. He said we can dream, Craig.
Green Bay by 3 tells me there's no confidence.
Tells me what?
There's not a lot of confidence.
Green Bay by 3 with Helen Keller as the field goal kicker.
No, it's not that there's not confidence. It's just that Denver's a damn good team. And
well, to me, it comes across like you could get either a really good performance from Jordan Love in the offense, or you could get a really bad one. Like it just seems, I don't know, like. And I say close because I mean the Broncos. Sometimes that's how they are too. So it's like I mean you could get all of a sudden Jordan Love could be throwing passes and guys are completely dropping them. I don't know how many times Brian's talked about that this year,
Yeah.
but it's
that's
like it was in your
that's
hands. What are
been
you
that's been
doing?
2
Like,
seasons in
it's
a
just,
that's been 2 seasons in a row.
yeah, I mean,
Well, no, this year they've actually done a lot better. There's been a couple games, and I'm like, oh, okay, come on. But no, last year was bad. This year, I'm like, okay, they've done a lot better. Like I said, since Christian Watson, now we got Jalen Reed back too. We just need to get Matthew Golden going. I'm like, where the hell's the rookie at?
I do
Jeez
think that
Louise.
if there's an issue with your running back, that's a problem.
It's a big problem. And I told you last week, and I told Bearski Films this too. Losing Wyatt in the middle was a big loss. He snapped his leg, out for probably most of next year too. It's a big loss in the middle. We signed a guy off a practice squad to help it up. I mean, the Bears, the second half of last week, we owned the Bears first half. Caleb Williams looked like absolute trash. Bearski Films the first half. He had like 50 yards passing the whole first half. The second half, they ran the ball down our throat. They held the ball for like 16 minutes. And if Caleb Williams gets rid of the ball early in the final play, they tie the game. But he held on to it too long and then threw an interception. So, um, yeah, losing Wyatt there in the middle is a big loss. But we've got to have Jacobs. Our offensive line's gotten healthier. Going towards middle of the season,
I think
they're back to full strength. So
this is a more of an
It'll be-
even matchup than people really think. Like you go back and look at the actual like number statistics on all categories, including total offense, passing offense, rushing defense, passing defense. Go look at all those rankings and I mean, it's literally 10, 12, 13, 11, and I mean, the only real difference is we have a slightly better run defense than y'all. I think y'all are 19. We're like 4. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only thing out of that. So they're very even.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a good game. One hell of a game. So we got my company's Christmas party this weekend. We're getting a hotel that night, and the next day when we leave the hotel Sunday, we're going Christmas shopping. I said, babe, it's fine, but we got to be home by 3 because I'm not missing this game for nothing. So
not even your kids. You're like, what the?
Yeah, F them kids.
Santa can only shop till 1. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what you could just dress up as Santa, Brian, and then as the game's on, come on. It's like Santa came over.
Santa came over. Where's Daddy at?
He's
gonna
Santa's
miss
watching
it.
this game. What the heck?
Yeah.
Santa's a Packers fan, just like Daddy.
Jordan Love throws a pick. You just throw the kid. Oh, like, what the?
Son of a.
Oh,
All right. Well, this was not as long as I thought. It's still an hour and 13. There's been a lot of craziness going on in the news so lately with all these headlines. So, which makes for better talk, our podcast here. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week, guys. You guys got anything else you want to throw out there before we end the show?
Godspeed to the 44-year-old Philip Rivers, who hopefully doesn't die on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh. Against
What time
Seattle.
is that game?
Oh.
Is that the same time as our game, Brian?
I don't think so. I think it's a noon game, and I'm gonna have to turn it on just to watch. Like,
I have to watch the first drive.
I have to.
What a slap in the face to Riley Leonard.
He's injured. Isn't he injured? He came in last week and he tweaked his knee. That's the only reason Phillip Rivers got called. They called up the Texas guy from that they drafted a couple years ago. What's his face? He's the backup for Denver. Jeff?
Oh, not Case Keenum.
No.
Jared Stidham.
No, is it Stidham? No.
All I know
Stidham.
is Cam Newton said 44-year-old Philip Rivers being called back in the league and his phone not ringing as a slap in the face.
I think it's Stidham, Brian.
It is Stidham, yeah. They called him
He
and said,
said
"Hey, you
no.
want to come?"
He was
you wanna
like,
come
"I'm not
back?" And
going
he was
over
like,
there.
I'm good." Well, hell, you're
Yeah.
going to go to the playoffs. You might win a Super Bowl this year. With that. Why would you leave? Why would you leave? That would be dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, for a
yeah.
chance to start, but you're. Let's see, what game was it? The Old Folks Bowl. Damn it, it's the same time, Jeff.
Oh,
3:25.
That's all right.
Oh well, I might still flip it over there, and watch the first drive.
The first drive's
That's
just straight up sack. You're
Godspeed.
like,
He goes to hand the ball off the wrong direction.
That's basically always. That's basically the over under on passing yards is going to be about 112.
The first
how
snap
many-
is over his head. You're like,
How many handoffs? How many handoffs is he
Oh,
doing?
A lot.
Oh,
45.
Take the over. Take the over on whatever. The running backs.
Josh Jacobs.
No.
Not Josh Jacobs. Crap. Taylor. Right?
Yeah, take the over on Jonathan Taylor's carries for the game. Just take the over. No matter what the number's set at, take the over.
Yeah.
That poor running back is just gonna be just
Yeah.
at the end of that game. He's just he's gonna be so banged up.
Be more worn out than Saquon Barkley. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's the episode today. Come join us on Tuesdays and Friday nights every week. We do 2 shows a week during football season as we get ready for the college football playoffs and we get ready for these just final stretch of the NFL, which is exciting and sad because then it's coming closer to an end. It seems like season just started, and here we are. It's week 15. So, all right, Jeff. Well, good luck to your team on Sunday. I just hope for a good game, man.
I think I honestly I hope for a good game. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, God bless, and remember,